Hi, I'm Claudia St. I'm the president of Affinity HR Group. We are your HR partner and resource. So, like many of us, you might be dealing with a remote workforce and weren't set up or planning to be managing a remote workforce. It brings up a lot of challenges, and there are a lot of situations that we have been fielding calls from clients wanting to know how to handle certain things. One of the things that we've been getting a lot of questions about is how to handle poor performers if they are not working sufficiently at home. So let's say you have a business that can employees who can work from home safely, and you've given them that opportunity, but let's just say they weren't cutting it. Let's just say they weren't quite doing what you needed them to do. Can you bring them in? Can you not let them work from home anymore? Yes, absolutely. If you're bringing them back to the office because they are poor performers and they have no other reason to be working from home, for example, such as a medical condition, or they need to be home taking care of children whose school or vacation or camp is out, you certainly can do that. When we have opened up for business, there are no mandates that employees stay at home, and so therefore you really are left to decide who stays home and who does not stay home. Of course, we encourage everybody to stay home if they can work from home, because it is the safest way to survive this current pandemic. But what if they're a poor performer? The first thing I would want to know is, how do you know? How do you know they're a poor performer? Is it a gut thing? Is it just they're not using the technology correctly? Before you've gone too far down the road of determining that that employee is just not cutting it, make sure you can quantify and ground those assessments as much as possible. Doing that's also going to help you set the expectations for performance and superior performance with that employee, and have that critical conversation with the employee on a performance management issue that when you do eventually talk with the employee. So my best advice is think about it, quantify it, ground it, and then when you have the conversation, do it over a video if you can, so that you can read each other's body languages. You want to make sure you deliver that message in her natural body language, not yours, hers. She will understand it and accept it much better if you do. So you want to do that, and you also want to listen. What's her feedback? What are her challenges? What is she dealing with? What is she thinking through? So critical piece of the entire performance management system is setting those expectations, making sure that she has the tools and equipment necessary to do the job well, and she is able to do the job well, and you're giving her feedback. If despite all of those efforts you're not able to help her work sufficiently from home, sure, bring her back in. We do have cases, and we have been dealing with situations where we've had clients who had to let go of an employee who was working remotely. In one instance, a theft. In another instance, just absolute poor performance. In another instance, intoxication while on the job. So lots of different situations how it can go wrong when you have a remote employee. The thing I will say to you is do it the same way you would if they were in the office. Have somebody with you when you have that conversation. Do it virtually. Make sure you can see the person. Make sure that you can read their body language and they understand the situation. And if you have any equipment or anything that you need to get returned to you, you probably should make some sort of an arrangement to have that material, that equipment, that data, those files sent to you as soon as possible, or you could go and pick it up. So you want to make those arrangements. Hopefully, if you've sent them home with equipment such as laptops and printers and desktops or screens, that you have made some provision that they need to be returned before the last paycheck will be received. Anyway, those are just some thoughts. FaceTime is critical to all of those conversations. But the most important thing is to make sure that you're grounding your decisions and they're based in some sort of quantitative basis, so that you and your employee can have a rational discussion about your decision and about the challenges and how she can improve. I hope this helps. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you have a safe and productive work week. Take care.